I'll give up, yeah. I think that it's time running.
He tried to get me to slip up, but I left him hanging like pinups. Why me working my face like a chin-up? Yeah, you got a problem with me, call God. If he three-way, then I pick up. Cause I'm on a mission with no intermission, a pause, break, or a hiccup. Yeah, you can't knock me off my pivot. Listen, I get it, you live it. You know that you lose at the end of the sentence. But sheesh, give me a minute. You was a menace, I should call you Dennis. Won't leave me alone when I'm handling business. Always around trying to take my attention, causing division, creating tension. That's your potential, or what did I mention? You's a buster, I could never trust you. Reese, let me hop on this beat like a mustard. Chosen and I know it, and it ain't because I'm colored. Slide over my enemies like Genuine and Usher. Blacker than proud, look at the smile. Hot as a black in the mile. God is great, sin is a race. I ain't look back in a while. Sit back and wait, fix you a plate. Cooking like fuck on that child. Eating my meal, best not fail. It's gonna be full for a while.
Daddy had me, but he tried to a buster. Look me in my eyes and some musha. They won't see me cry or give up, yeah. I think that it's time running up, yeah. Daddy had me, but he tried to a buster. Look me in my eyes and some musha. They won't see me cry or give up, yeah. I think that it's time.
Yeah, on the beat, 95, got the heat. Cut it up. Really? Yeah, used to doubt me on the low, now they know, shawty low. Think I said this time before, got the hope out the boat. I put 50 in the bowl, did a show, 50 more. If you love me, let me know. Told the Pope, holy smoke. Look, Holy Spirit on the speed dial. Probably still could spit a heater when I'm seen now. Harder than my demons, I got screw tape deep in D now. Me and Overdose just dropped the screw tape for the free now. Okay, it's 50 for the photograph. Middle class minutes, had the blicky in the cul-de-sac. I was in the country with the heathens, we were going bad. Gold all on my neck, giving worship to a golden calf. And we never sleep, homie rolling with insomniacs. Hold up. Check my fit, look like Johnny Cash. Jesus say you only rich if it's a holy bag. Daddy say, man, you the well, you the holy crab. Look, must be careful what you speak. From the heart is where it creeps. I put diamonds on my teeth, cause my heart is on the king. Put the team up on my back, they put tribal on their skin. I can never take an L, my Messiah always win. Why he never take it casual? Dilly under center, that mean he gon' catch the lateral. Eli got that jumping, grandpa screaming, holy mackerel. Try to keep.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Tennille, the CEO of F2G Network. So excited to be here one more Good Friday with you. Y'all, we in May. It's the first week of May. It's our live week. So everything that's been happening this week has been live and in color, in person, on Facebook, on YouTube live, and it will be ready for you to watch again on patreon.com/F2G. Want to make sure that we get started in the same way we always do. So it's prayer time, y'all. Listen, as the kid would say, bow your heads and look up to Jesus. Okay, all at the same time. Yes, because he's a miraculous God, so you can. Here we go. Father God, thank you for being who you are in our lives. We thank you, oh God, for the word of the day. Today's word was endurance. We thank you that we are going forward in everything that you called us to do, whether it be on the radio, whether it be in person, whether it be simulcast. We thank you, oh Father God, that everything that we do according to your will and your way will happen in abundance for us. We thank you, oh Father God, that we're blessed to be able to do things according to your word. We're blessed to be able to have a say in what life looks like in the earth because you give us dominion. We thank you, oh Father God, that you're giving us the stretch for us for today, that we can stretch ourselves out and stretch beyond our comfort zone to be able to be who you called us to be. So today we claim glory, we claim the victory because we know it's already won through you and we're just walking out the process. So today, let's get in this process of being who we are in you, and we thank you, oh God, for you being love. In Jesus' name, amen. Y'all. I'm so excited to be on. I'm extra excited to be able to even pray and have the energy to do so. Jesus. So right now, before I continue on, y'all, we're going to bring on that young son of mine, that Beast Snow. Where you at? What you doing?
Yo, what's happening? Hold on. What is going on, lady? How you feeling?
Look at our talking pictures.
It's the talking pictures for me.
So we decided not to go live. Like we're not gonna. We're live. Don't get me wrong, y'all. We're live, but we're just not being seen like we normally are. We were trying out some new things, and so we wanted to see what it would look like. And we can actually see that this is nice. Good job, B. This is nice.
I was trying to do a little shine, a little shine.
You put a little something together.
It had to work out the way it was going to work out, and I wanted to make sure that everything was going to work out well.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm loving the new color. So for those of you all who are listening to us on F2G Radio.net, thank you for joining us over here. Yes, stay over here and listen in. We want to make sure that we get these numbers up so we can be putting in our good work as a radio station and making sure that we have people that's on with us. So I'm loving. Look, Kelly on here talking about this is nice.
Well, we're going to be trying to do a lot more of this anyway. So y'all stay tuned for a lot of updates.
And y'all know that this is the third. I mean, we're almost in the third quarter, y'all. This second quarter went so fast. It's like literally we are in the last month of the third quarter, y'all. Right. And for those of you all who really don't know quarters, because listen, everybody ain't business savvy, and everybody don't know. Third quarter starts June, but quarters are literally every 3 months, okay, of the year. So you get 4 quarters. Mm-hmm. Right, so we are in the last month, and second quarter we kicked it off trying to make sure that everybody was on point for business. That's just the way life is. If we start first quarter, it's like make sure you're on track, you're kicking off your businesses, you've already set everything up. That's pushing first quarter. Second quarter is making sure that you're healthy, making sure that you are ready, your businesses are up and running, and that you are pushing into your next third quarter. Your third quarter, you are setting up your relaunch for the following year, because it's time to now finish out. Your plan should have been done, okay? Hear me. Your plans for the first 6 months should have been done last year. So their first quarter, you should be planning for the last 6 months and going into next year. Some people are, like our publicist probably done planned out 2 years ahead of time. But we do it at our pace. She ain't gonna rush us, okay?
No, don't say that, because then we're gonna get in trouble. Don't say that for real. If you already know, I'm gonna hear about this.
Yes, we're gonna hear about it. I'm always starting stuff because I got her on video, so she watching backstage. This chick is rolling her eyes at me.
I do not like that. Like, you really got us about to be in trouble. Like, don't do that.
Listen,
because that is a problem.
She said, it's already done.
Oh God,
she I was not trying to have that. What you say, B?
I said I was not trying to have her looking at us sideways.
Listen, she's been looking at us sideways since last year. I'm just saying. She's been cool.
Listen, no, I'm so sorry.
Listen, we do this. This is how we work. This is how we go forward. Everything that we do, we try to do in excellence. But I'm gonna make sure I complete this now. Fourth quarter, you should be planning for the next. Third quarter, you should be planning for your next year and getting your calendar straight. Fourth quarter, that's the end quarter. That's when you're shutting down all of your accounting. You're shutting down all of your events for the year. You're counting up the cost that it was. You're preparing yourself budgeting next year. You are setting everything up to flow into the next year. So this is your fourth quarter for my mindset, just to let y'all know how we work. When you start working on marketing and you start working on being a publicist, or you're working on things like accounting, we're already in fourth quarter in our minds. Because we have to. We literally have to go forward. While she's working behind the scenes, have to go forward in our minds to be ready for the next shift. Because when God shifts, we want to shift too. Amen.
Amen.
Don't miss the shift, y'all. Don't miss it. So, B, why don't you explain Kelly Webb is putting up the first January? Oh, she's saying first quarter, January through March. Second quarter, April through June. Third quarter, July through September. And fourth quarter is October through December. Okay, that's the fourth quarter. So she's broken down those quarters for y'all. So you never forget, it's always there. If you're watching this on patreon.com/F2G, then you're seeing this as well. These are your quarters. Make sure that you don't mess up. We're going to go through that again. real fast, like that. Okay, so you got a chance to see it, and we're happy for those who are on with us.
You getting quick with these controls, man?
Huh?
You getting quick with these controls?
I'm trying. I'm trying to get quick because you quicker than I
am. I ain't quick. Don't do that.
You quicker than me, and then you talk about me when you do it.
Okay, thanks.
So I got to defend myself at all costs. I got to be ready. See, this is the thing. You got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready, people. Because you go, and around here in this house, this is a Big Brother house. Well, I'm a Big Brother fan. Right now. I told them I'm going to live my life like Big Brother. I'm the HOH. I'm the head of the house.
Lord, it's so in
it's
love.
Competitions going on around here.
She is so in love with with Big Brother. I do not get it. I don't understand why. I get the drama and I get like the mystery, like the psychology part, but Jesus Louise, man, like, bro, you be out here with this.
This is the thing. I like the competition of it all. I try not to compete against anybody but myself, but right. I like the competition of it all. Watching them compete, and imagining like if I was there, can I answer these questions? Do I remember everything? From the show to be able to come back and answer the questions towards the end about stuff, little things that happened that they probably wouldn't have paid attention to. I've taught you all your life to do what? See.
Oh, to see. See what other people don't see, so that you can see what other people don't see, hear what other people don't hear, so that you can know what other people don't know.
That, look, he dragged off on the end and see what other people don't see, hear what
I was like, what is she talking about?
So you can know what other people don't know. The reason is that as long as you stand in knowledge and you paying attention to every little thing, you can always catch something that other people don't catch. And then when it comes back around and they need it, you got it right there on hand. You got to stay ready. So yeah, we pay attention to every detail. I try to. We be on top of this. So yeah, that's why I love Big Brother, because it's detailed and I get to watch for things and look for clues, and yeah, I like stuff like that. So competition, it works, you know. And then in all of that, you know, you want to make sure that you're understanding things. So that helps me when I'm studying the Bible. I can try to understand more. I can get more in depth in the word. I can break the word down and try to make it fit for my life the way that I feel like God is leading me to do it. And with understanding, not just doing stuff because, oh, well, you know, the word said to do it, but am I doing it right? That's the main thing. It's like, am I honestly doing it right?
Yeah. That's fact. So this whole time, like whenever you're doing something, you don't want to just do it and then end up failing afterwards. But I think the weird part about that is like whenever we complete things or whenever we're working on something, we don't like to fail. Like for me, I fall into the trap of not doing it so that I won't fail. That's the weird part. That's always been a major battle for a lot of people. So I think that's well, no, you could have told me that. Hold on.
That's you can tell me. Listen, I'm trying to be more professional, so y'all know what's going on here. B sounds a little muffled to me, so I know it sounds a little muffled to you all. So I typed in our private chat like you're muffled sounding. You're supposed to respond during the private chat. He comes back and say you could have told me that.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm for real sorry. I wasn't trying to do all that.
Hot mess.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah,
there we go.
Hear you. It's good. Okay, good and we got the okay that you sound good on the radio, so that's Amen. Good. All right, so let's keep it moving on today. Today is May, and it is Mother's Day weekend, y'all. Today is Friday, so it's Mother's Day weekend. I'm so excited about Mother's Day weekend. I can't wait because it's Friday, and so B just made me a meal. That was the first thing. So hey B, what's next?
Good. Huh? Wait, say that again.
You made me a meal, so what's next for me? Every Mother's Day, you do all this different stuff.
I was actually, so here's the thing. I was going to actually start up I can actually do that. So right now starts the official Mother's Day scavenger hunt.
Woo!
I was gonna wait until Sunday, but to be honest with you, it makes more sense. It's probably gonna be throughout the entire month of May. just to make
Oh
it
my gosh.
more like understandable. Because if I try
Yo.
to smush everything in one spot, it's just gonna be an overload of, oh my god, Mother's Day. But I want to normalize that Mother's Day is actually supposed to be every day. Like even when in moments where within family dynamics, between us, half the time there is certain times where we agree and certain times where we don't agree,
A
and
lot of
and
times we don't agree.
a lot of times we don't agree, and that's because I've gotten to a stage where like, yeah, I'm looking at things, but I'm looking at it differently than the way you may look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the same dynamic, and it's a lot of humility and respect that has to go into. Even though I may feel that I'm right, I have to give up my right to be right for us to come to a common ground. So that's pretty much is where I'm at. Is like, as long as we are, hold on, as long as we are getting to a spot where we are fully doing like a Mother's Day every day, then even in days where we don't agree, there could be a moment where it's like, okay, let me still celebrate her, even when I feel like there's frustration, or let me celebrate her, even if we're both having a sad day. That's pretty much
Okay, so I'm
it's
gonna say this
yeah.
because I'm looking at Kelly's face. She's trying to hear you on the radio, and I'm not sure if you're clear across the board, but there was some sizzling. You stopped the sizzling, and then you went low. So come on back.
Okay, hold on. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Is it still sizzling?
No sizzling, but I need you to get a little bit louder.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2
I
1
think
2.
it's your voice. I think you over there trying to use your sexy grown man voice.
I'm not. I'm really not. Why?
See, you're a lot louder now.
Why did you say that? No, I wasn't trying to. Okay, you know what? I don't like you. I do not like you.
But you
Testing one
love
two.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
I know you love
Testing one
me.
two 1 2 1 2. Can y'all hear me? 1 2.
Yes. One,
Okay.
two. All right. So
You
back to
got
what
me
you were saying.
yelling into this thing here. Jeez Louise.
Oh, that's all right. I was listen. As long as it works out and the people in the back can hear you, the people that's listening to us on
Testing 1
F2G
2.
Radio.net, and those that are listening right now on YouTube and Facebook,
Listen.
those that are watching our little pictures. Look, drop your comments, y'all. Y'all know we have regular conversations, so drop your comments in the comments. Go ahead and drop that in there if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and drop those as well, because we do highlight the YouTube page. Those comments come up here as well. We have one of the best engineers on the south side of Chicago come through. So you're
Lord
going to
have
make sure those
mercy.
are
Are
up
you
there.
serious right now? Like, yo. I mean, I appreciate it, but it's like that's the crazy thing too. Is like I really have to realize that I'm actually engineering like shows now. That's crazy.
Yeah, we got he has something coming through from Brando Pro, so y'all know what we doing here. I am actually his admin for Brando Pro. Let me tell you, it
Mighty
is so
God,
fun.
cause Jesus.
Him as a boss is hilarious, y'all, to me. But because I'm
That's a
like,
problem.
is he bossing me around? Like, is that what we doing today?
I wasn't trying to boss you around. I really was just trying to give you like instructions on how to handle.
And he
That's what
tries
a
to get
boss
that.
do though.
Y'all know how when I come on, like if it's something we doing and we live and I'm talking to him and I'm like, yo, I need y'all to do this. The way I come at the team, I'm like, okay, y'all, this is we working, this is what we doing, blah 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 blah, and then I go boom boom boom. Kelly, you got this. Amber, you got that. B, you got that. Eve, you got this. Do do do. Boom, and then I'm done. That's the way I come through, and I love to see him do mom. Because he'll come in and be like, okay, so, uh, Mama Tennille, what am I calling you today? That's the first thing
Look,
I
it
love.
really be like a whole situation of trying to figure out if you are supposed to be in this type of situation or am I addressing you in another. Cause
Right.
she say this often on the air. She'll be like, "Yo, like I wear many hats," and I'm like, "Okay, so which hat am I taking on? Like, which one am I doing now? Are we doing CEO? Are we doing mom of help? Are we doing um advisor? Are we doing do it for me? Are we doing
Do
I
it
don't
for
know."
me.
'Cause, hey, I ain't gonna cap. A lot of people like I know a lot of people are mature in their 24. I'm mature to the point where I'm trying to figure out how to do my own booking for my own appointments. But if they ask, if I'm having a bad day and they ask my date of birth, I'm not sure if I can give them the answer. So go ahead
Oh
and
my
just
gosh.
listen. I thought it on Instagram the other day. Like, the video was like, a dude talking to his girlfriend. He was like, "Babe, they asking for my dog."
Yeah.
She was like, "What's a dog?" He said they asked. It said DOB or something like that. She said, "Your date of birth." And he was like, "The day I was born." She said, "Oh my God." He said, "All right, cool. It was a Thursday."
Yes. Yes, I love that.
That was whoever created the audio. I feel like, honestly, like, for a lot of Instagram creators as well, we definitely, there's a lot of mothers that are on Instagram and stuff like that. And I feel like whenever we share audio, we need to give credit to where it's due. Like, if you're a mother and you're on TikTok or you're on Instagram, kudos to you, except for Tennille, because she be wilding whole time.
Oh,
like,
wow. How
you be wilding, bro.
everybody else?
You be wilding. I literally was like, why is it that I showed my mama how to do TikTok one time, and she has over 100 people now viewing her videos? That is a problem for me, because I don't know what you posted, and I could be the source of your content.
You are some of my source. Yeah, you are the source of my content. This is the thing, though. I am like the realist, and like he's adulting with assistance without permission. Let me tell y'all something.
Wait, whoa, back up. Say that again.
You are.
Say that again.
Okay, so let me explain this to y'all. He is literally adulting with assistance without permission. The reason being is that when he was growing up, I always taught in sections. So we would do like 3 years at a time. For you moms that's out there learning, this worked for me. I don't know what works for you, but this worked for me. So if he was 15, I taught 15 through 17. Everything he needed to know, we did a quick 14 recap and we just went forward. When he turned 16, I did that quick 15 recap and we went forward. Whatever he didn't learn that he should have known at 15, I left him to figure out, because sometimes you have to leave them to certain things to figure out for themselves, right? So I did that, and I still do that, y'all. I did that all the way up. Well, when he got 18, I said, okay, I'm not going to consider you grown because you're 18. We'll say grown. So I put a T on the end because I figured if you need to kneel to help you, then you're grown. You're not grown. So we just going to work this out, which I felt like was the assistance part, right? Yeah. So what happened was he made 21. And he was doing, I mean, at 18, this dude was paying his own bills. He had grabbed a couple of the household bills and wanted to take care of those. He was taking care of his tuition at school. He was working. I mean, he was working 2 jobs. He was doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? So he had it together. We just had to work on the whole communication and getting everything together and making sure it's staying consistent, all of that. Turned 21, and I was like, great. He's 21 years old. He's still at home because we had an agreement about school. So while he was in school, you can stay at home rent free. Just go ahead and do what you got to do. So he was doing all of this stuff, y'all. And during the process, I figured out, wait a minute, I didn't teach him how to pay rent. So got to go back and teach him how to get a money order.
Man, and how to manage your money well. That's
right, and how to manage. So we started working on like budgeting even more, because we did a little bit of budgeting, but we got more into it when he decided to get a credit card. So we did all of that and everything. Now, this dude got it. I don't have a doubt that he can do this at all. You know, I'm like, go ahead, do what you need to do for you. You got it. So I'm like, we taking the T off. It fell off at what, 22, 23? The T fell off. You
23.
don't need it anymore. Was it 23?
Because 23, I was still having a situation where I was dealing with like IRS stuff. So even now you're still helping me with that, but it's not really like you have it hands on now.
Right, but you can have a conversation now and not feel intimidated. So we good.
Or know how to control your anger when you don't like to wait patiently for stuff. That's
exactly. So I was able to move the T off, and we were like, okay, you grown, you got it, you can go for it. Now he's been growing and adulting all this time. I started noticing that this that, you know, unaware of myself, right? He calls me every time he goes to the store for me, or he calls me every time he goes to an appointment, or he calls me every time he has to do anything.
Hear what I'm saying? Don't do that to me. Just okay. Hear what I'm saying? In these moments where I really, especially if it has something to do with you, I don't never want to be in a situation where I'm trying to do something for you and then something goes bad. Like, I think I'm being honest, y'all. I do not like messing up. Like, that is my biggest pet peeve and my biggest frustration. I really don't. I don't know what it is. And even now, like, I feel like the irritating part about it's like it's a both way situation. The first way is I genuinely don't like messing up because I don't like failure and I don't like disapproval. So that's one area. And then the other area is that if I don't like the fact that it's comparison, to be honest with you. It's like there's a lot of adults who are 23, 24. My mom was way grown. When she was 16, she ended up having to, like, take care of herself. So in that situation, I'm like, you were 16 doing your thing, but I can't, like, it's not that I can't, it's just that I'm not the same person as you. So my experiences are a little bit different than yours. Even though you trained me to be better than you, it may take me a bit longer to understand everything you're saying. That's the part is irritating for me. Is just like, man, like, compared to everybody else, I don't have everything together.
But this is the thing about that. You're not supposed to. You're 24 years old. At 16, I had to figure out life. I didn't have everything together at 16. I was on my own, but I wasn't in a place where I had to. Yeah. I had it together, and I was like, boom, boom, boom. I had a lot of common sense because it was certain things I just wasn't gonna put up with. But by the time I made 18, it took me a couple of years to get on track of, hey, this is who I am. This is how I set up life. This is how I'm going to go forward. And I need to make sure that I'm adjusting my life to fit the way that I wanted it to fit. Mind you, that I wasn't in church then. I didn't really have a bag up plan. I was living with a boyfriend. It was like a lot that was going. We were at his mama's house. So let's be real. We were at his mama's house. But in my eyesight of the way things happen is, hey, I need to be paying rent here. Common sense. I'm using things in the house. I need to pay rent here. Things started catching on for me because I refused to fall back or have to depend on anybody else because I had nobody else to depend on. It was flight or die, pretty much. It was like, the people go, you fight or flight. I was like, it was flight or die. I'm either going to soar right now or I'm going to sink. I got to figure out which way I'm going to do this whole thing. And I know people are like, no, it's sink or swim. No. It was either fly, chick, or you gonna die right here, chick. Like, you need to figure this out. My life was just that reckless. So I had to put things in order. I do not expect for you to be me. I didn't put you in a predicament where you had to fight for yourself. Mm-hmm. I didn't set you up to have to figure out life early on. I wanted you to have the opportunity to be a child, to be a kid, and then grow up and be the man that you are, and give you an opportunity not to go through all the things that I went through to get here. So now that you're here and you have more experience, I talk you through. Remember, I always say, you don't have to do what I did to get where I am. You don't have to go through all of what I had to go through. Some things you need to just listen to me and not do it.
Thanks.
Put it to work for yourself. Figure out what fits your life.
That's the weird part too, is like figuring out exactly what fits me. That's almost very frustrating for me. I'm be honest, because it's like, dang, you pretty I know everybody else probably have experienced this as well, but going into uncharted territories because it's your life. Like, nobody lived your life but you. So it gets to a point of really just taking responsibility for the fact that you're experiencing how your heartbeat is. You're experiencing how your language is. You're experiencing how you interact with people. Nobody else is going to live your life for you but you. So then it's almost like you have to, it's doing extra work, which for me, like, and I'm going to honestly say, like, I'm fighting it now of not being lazy. You feel what I'm saying? Not being like, well, things are just gonna happen. And it's like, yo, like, I don't know why. It's just been like, yo, like, I think for me, I had to work so hard for like a happiness and to find joy, not artificially, but it took a long time to dig to the point where in a time and space, I didn't need anybody's approval. So now it's like, okay, as an adult, I have to redo that all over again. I have to refine joy. I have to refine peace. Because when they say ignorance is bliss, they are not playing. Like, that's for me, like having to get into life, period, and just having to deal with all that stuff. When you deal with life, a lot of stuff happens to you where you have to almost go back to where your joy is. And then after a while, you figure out that that joy is not helping you through that certain moment. So it's really, it's as an adult, it's just that I gotta do work to get joy. I gotta do work to get peace. I gotta do work to get my career up and running. I gotta do work to be able to have my mama house. I gotta do work like not work. Like, I gotta work to go on vacation. I gotta do work to make sure that my faith is stable. Like, and that's the battle of someone who is like, yo, okay, all right, okay. But I think that's everybody. Some people just know how to do it better than other people, which is where that actually comes from
It's
too.
the motivation behind it all. It's the motivation behind all of it. Making sure that it's getting done. You got to put the work in. So in every area of your life, you got to do that. The first things first is the same thing that we say on the show, that we don't want to start without prayer. First thing is seeking God. And that was a reminder he gave me today, is seek me early, seek me first. So when you put God first, it works out better. That's something else that I learned in my journey from the time I was 16 up, is literally when I found God for real and was like, okay, God, I'll put you first. Let's see how your word worked for me. Because I ain't really trusting nobody. I'm just trying to figure out myself and figure out what's going on. And again, I was pretty reckless. People would be, oh, she's so sweet, she's so nice. No, I knew when to act up and when not to. That's pretty much what it was. I kept to myself, and then when it was time for me to show out, I showed out, and when I didn't need to show out, I didn't. So now that I know where to put my old man,
you said
I know
you
where
know
I
where to
buried
put
him
your
at.
old
So
man at? Look.
yeah, I know where I buried him at. So if I got to go back and get him for any moment, anytime, I just be like, listen, there's rules to this. But it's like now I don't have to. I don't have to go dig up that grave no more. I know how to deal with things on a level where God wants me to deal with them, and not have to go back and get something that's going to tear everything up around me. So I had to learn how to put the work in and figure it out. Get everything aligned with what God is saying first. Live a life that's pleasing unto him and not pleasing unto my flesh. That was hard, and sometimes it still is. You struggle through everything. So this is not something that's going to come to you easy. This is not something that's going to be, oh, we're going to breeze through life because we got God. No, that's not the way that works. Man, it gets harder because the enemy comes. Listen, I was told this recently. A friend of mine, he said, when we sit and we are talking about things in life and we talk about how we don't want stuff to happen or how good things come, that's when the enemy going to attack, because he don't want you to get no further than where you are. And you definitely be right on the edge of being successful when he attack. But are you gonna fall back, or are you gonna fight for it?
Man, look, that's major though. I hate that. The crazy thing about that is, like, the other thing with that too is, I think people mistaking Christianity for just positive vibes only is a challenge of flip your perspective. Like, don't just take what is being handed to you. The crazy thing about where we live, and I was thinking about this actually earlier and yesterday too, was think about Christianity within America versus Christianity in China, or Christianity in Japan, or in Europe, or if we can go into that, like where in Russia even. Like, think about the places that don't, or places that just don't see Jesus by default as the risen Savior. Like, you think about the fact that for Americans, we have it a lot easier. So then it becomes like, oh, well, he gonna pay my bills, positive vibes. No, it's like, okay, he gonna pay your bills, but the first challenge is you got $20 in your bank account right now, and the Lord is telling you to go give it to that person.
Oh my God.
That's it's like, you don't even think about the fact that the Lord is challenging your faith, or even just having you in a space where you have to give it up. So then it's like, Lord, that's my last though. I can flip this and get the
Listen,
money. And the Lord's like, that's not what I'm trying to get you to do right now.
you,
Like, will you trust me enough to actually give your last? Because I gave my last for you. I gave my
you was
last in order
literally
for you.
tapping in.
Like, yo, and it's like you don't want to be that dude that really like come against what the Lord is saying to do. But at the same time, it's like, but my stuff needs to be taken care of, and the Lord's like, so you don't trust me to take care of your situation.
Mm-hmm.
You seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of His righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you. So if I'm seeking God first,
Yes.
does that mean that I'll be seeking not a blessing but rather a burden? Like the burden of actually caring about people and not cursing that person out. Like,
Yeah.
can I be transparent? I at work, I'm really just had a really, like, being honest, bad week. So, and for me, I'm currently overcoming dealing with emotions while doing the work. It's frustration comes when you don't want to deal with a lot of the stuff, and I get like mad irritated, like, yo, I just don't want to do it no more. But the Lord is like, but you don't understand. I had somebody tell me today, like, yo, like, don't leave, bro. Like, don't quit just yet, cause we love you here. We and I'm like, y'all can tell that I'm in a bad mood. That's a problem.
Listen.
That's a huge problem. And I'm like, yo, like, but he was like, but like when you hear, we feel alive. When you hear, we feel energized. And I'm like, that's cool. That is wonderful. Now I gotta get to the point where that's everywhere. Like, it has to be everywhere.
But you also have to get to the point where it's for you too. You know, my thing is that, yeah, you don't like where you are right now as far as status, because it's literally, you know, the job thing. It's not just the job. There's a lot of things that you're working on. You're an entrepreneur. You not only co-own this station, but you are the creative director for the station. You are our graphic designer. You have your own company. You have your own show. You have 3 jobs. You know, we're not gonna bring back the In Living Color thing again. What I told you before, but you got 3 jobs. You are working on a 4th. You got a lot of aspirations that you want to do, and you're inspired to do it all. So, and then you're a man of God. You minister to the youth. You're called to do several things, and you are tapped into who you are in God. So that's a whole resume full of stuff, you know, that you are already working on. That's going to be building up. You've been doing interviews. You're out here promoting your company. So you're a son, you're a grandson, you're doing everything that you can do to support your family. So with that being said, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying? And for a 24-year-old, bro, I got to tell you, you are doing this. You are a boss
Thank
at it.
you.
You just got to get your confirmation and your own courage up. And I know that I'm not one to pat you on your back all the time, because I feel like you need to make it through it. And patting you on your back, me, feels like I'm going in, next thing gonna be, hey, mine. No, you got this.
No,
So,
it ain't even that. Like, I don't know, man. It just it shows, like, I think the weird thing about it is I have to really get used to not getting pats on the back, because
yes,
that's the world ain't gonna do that for sure.
affirm
Like, I
yourself.
mean, that's the hard part. It's like, I know I was talking to, shout out to Pastor Nate, Pastor Nathaniel Smith in the
Yes,
Lighthouse community. He actually leads the church in Lansing, Illinois. We actually was out to eat the other night. I think it was actually yesterday or the day before, and I was just talking to him and really, like, explaining to him, like, yo, it's weird how you have to be an adult and have to really be that person for yourself. That, because honestly, I think I've fallen multiple times to the point where I've taken, like, oh, B, you doing a great job for my family, for granted, because I'm so used to everything. Like, every time, even like in times where y'all say it multiple times, I'm like, thank you so much. But it's different when you have to say it for yourself and you don't believe it. Like,
Yeah,
that's the weirdest part. And I know, like, it's pretty much like Sometimes you have to encourage yourself, but at the same time, it's
You
like
say, girl?
if I'm encouraging myself, don't I have to say it with I gotta say it with confidence, but half the time I'll be like, okay, let me. It's almost like filling a hot air balloon. Cause pray in the spirit until custom lives. You are more than conqueror. Those folks are distractions like gnats. Mighty Jehovah. You hear me? Like gnats. Listen, side note, don't you ever in your life go to Starbucks and order a grande iced Americano in a grande cup. Don't ever in your life do that again. Whoever that was that did that earlier, I'm like, bro, it's a grande cup. You are okay.
Okay,
Yo.
this is the thing. Listen, okay, so let's take that example because we're gonna do some teaching on today.
No.
You said don't order a grande Americano in a grande cup. It's already in a grande cup, right?
Right.
Okay, so with that, did you need to get upset because he said grande cup? Just because it don't make sense to you, maybe that's the way his mind made it work for him.
No. That's not even the part. It's honestly, it's a lot more than that. It's not even. It's not the little things like, bro, like common sense would say, like, just leave it alone. Don't even do that to your order.
Yeah, I mean,
But
you got extra stuff, of course.
you got customers that come in who, if you're dealing with customer service, this is a major one, especially if you're servicing them in front of their face, is that when they come in, it's like you have to deal with whatever attitude they decide to bring in. Like you have to have a pre-built greeting, so that way
Yeah.
you like, hey, good morning, how are you? They come in, they don't have to have a pre-built like greeting. They don't have to go through the situation like, oh, let me think about the person on the other side of this counter versus me as a consumer, because they're thinking as a consumer. So they're like, okay, let me walk through the door. I'm just gonna bring all my baggage in here with me. I'm going to bring in my attitude, my funky talk, my irritation, my immaturity. I'm gonna bring all that.
My
And you have
lies.
lies, my finessing just to get another drink. You gotta deal with all that. There's not consideration of who you are as a human. So I could have had a bad day. I could have had, and this is why, like, even publicly, like what we was talking about earlier, when you were saying like I choose to have a smile on my face. I want to apologize to you because honestly, like, I don't think I was really being for real, like, considerate of what you were talking about. Like, it just clicked. Like, in my head, I'm like, bro, like, you are like dealing with a lot of stuff, but you still decide to push, be on the radio, talk to people, have a smile on your face, even when I'm not strong, and you're not strong, you're still strong. That's like the fact and the part that you had to, as a mother, deal with that just because you're the mother. I don't like the fact that you had to do that, but I still honor you because you did.
I appreciate that. My thought about that is literally like the endurance. We go back to endurance. No matter what, and this has been all of my life. No matter what I went through, I wanted to smile as a teenager. I couldn't smile as an adolescent. So when I became a teenager and got on my own, I decided right then I'm gonna smile because I want to. I'm gonna smile. I mean, even when I was being angry, even when I was going through, even when I was mad about stuff, somewhere along in that day, I had to figure out how I was gonna smile, what was gonna put a smile on my face for a moment, if I could get just that moment of happiness. Because growing up, that moment of happiness did a lot for me. That one moment to be able to even hide away, if I had to sit in my closet just to be safe for a moment, that was my moment to smile. And it was just because it was time that I grabbed back for myself. So even with everything that happens when I'm not feeling well, when it's not lining up, when my finances don't look right, when my head hurts, when I'm irritated, I gotta find some kind of smile. Whether it be I'm gonna make a phone call or I'm gonna get on the video chat or we all gonna watch a movie together. I want that little bit of smile. Like tomorrow we're taking our to the butt skating. So that's a smile for me. That's
Mighty God.
to see him.
This is gonna be a whole situation.
Yes.
By the way, did you check to see if they had like the thing there, like the little walkie thing?
The ramp.
Not the ramp, the little walker. It's like a white walker that they get on when they
Who
skate.
need that? For him?
Yeah.
He a G. Did you see how he acted when we put
Bro,
some skates
no,
on?
don't. Let's not finesse the man. The man is
He
great at
got
skating.
this.
The
He
man is
got
great
this.
at skating. But okay, do you have knee pads for the man?
Yes.
Do we have helmet for the man of God?
Yes, we do.
Do we have
Elbow pads. Yes.
elbow? Okay. Do
We are
we have
geared up.
do we have snacks for the man? Do we have
We
juice
go.
for the man?
We talking about Amber, of course.
Cause in my head I'm just like, bro, like this man, if he fall, I'm laughing. Just being honest. If
Let
he
me
fall,
tell you
when he
something.
falls, I'm gonna go pick him up because y'all told me to go pick him up.
Right.
I'm laughing my butt. No.
The funny thing about how B treats my baby, he treats my baby the way I treated him, and so I can't be mad. I'm just like,
At all. I
Because
remember
he
the day I fell on my face and you just started laughing. You didn't even come pick me up immediately. You was just like
Listen.
rolling.
I don't know. That wasn't even the first time. The first time that we skip a subject, y'all. This radio live. This is what we do. So we we literally had a situation where he fell down a whole flight of stairs at like 8 years old. This brother hit them steps and bounced. And I'm at the top of the stairs because I'm silly like that. I'm looking at him and I don't see blood. I don't see, but I instantly just started laughing because I'm like, how did he fall? And he all caught up in the banister trying to get up, and he just jumped up and went, I'm okay. I was like, did he fall to the bottom, jump up and say, I'm okay? And I'm laughing. I'm like, wait, are you seriously okay? And so I went down to check on him, and I'm looking, I'm like, there's nothing broken. Well, your head is hard. Like, you, thank God for carpet on steps. But he was,
On steps. That's petty.
he literally was okay. But and as soon as I knew he was fine, oh, I rolled. I laughed so hard at him the rest of the evening. Like, you bounced like a basketball all the way down the steps. Like, it was like nonstop. It was almost like a movie. So yeah, I laughed at him, and because of that, he does that to Tuga. And Michael is like the brother. He gets so serious.
Look, that bro. If I could pull up that video, we're gonna post it. We're gonna post it later. But if I can pull up that video when he was running through the house, and he was like running through, and he kicked his foot against the couch, and he fell and looked up and was like, "Dang."
Yes.
That was what.
Listen.
That whole situation, his face was so just like disappointment, and then he shook it off and started laughing again. I'm like, no, you was mad, you was upset.
Elder Jean said, so that explains it. Yes, ma'am. I laughed at him, and that's why he laughs at everybody else when they fall or hurt themselves first. I had to teach B, hey, when older people hurt themselves, it's not funny. You're supposed to check them first. But he's like, it's the laugh.
On the
Brandon's
younger
like, no,
folk, they can
everybody
regenerate faster, so you laugh at them first.
Brandon, like, everybody can get it. It don't matter what your age is.
These shots do not have a bias, nor do they have a discrimination.
But listen, the video of him sliding across the floor when he fell, he just sat there and just looked around like, did y'all see that? Yeah, that was classic and epic. Tuga has fallen a couple of times and B laughed, and I think it was one time I got mad because Tuga was actually hurt, and I was like, B, don't laugh at him. B was like, when he
rolling. I mean, out here bad with it. I was rolling.
I was like, stop laughing, and I'm like trying to check it.
It was really bad.
But what was funny about that was when we stood him up and I checked him, I'm like, okay, I know you hurt. We're going to take care of that. We're going to get your boo-boo taken care of. He looked at his brother, and normally he would get him the brother look like, that's not funny. He bust out laughing.
He knew it was funny. He knew it was funny. Like, you just start laughing. We both
B is laughing so hard that he is bouncing in and out of the mic, y'all. That is so wrong.
Look, somebody called me on FaceTime, and I was trying to figure out why.
Oh, because you heard on the radio. Look, Kelly's hands is all over the place right now. What is that?
The ringtone?
No, it's in the radio, and you were going in and out, and it sound real crackly and bad. So I'm gonna need you to go to. Did it just kick out? I think I just got kicked out. Did I get kicked out? Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
You can? What just happened here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So something just
What?
happened, but we're gonna keep on moving. So, I don't know.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I can't see the thing. We just gonna keep on talking. So,
Okay.
yeah. So he laughed at you because you were laughing at him, and I think he's picked up the habit of laughing at people because I hurt myself and Tootie just started laughing.
Wait, wait. What was this?
I was in the room. We had taken a nap, and I rolled over, and I kind of hit my arm, and I was like, "Ow!" And he just, and I was like, "Wow, he's just gonna laugh at me." But if for him, that was like I was sitting there thinking, like, "Yeah, P irons." He just
Bro,
broke out
cause you gotta
laughing.
laugh. You gotta laugh so that they don't first of all go into panic. I think that's the weirdest thing is like when you laugh at things, laughter is truly medicine because you don't go into anxiety, you don't go into irritation, you don't go into frustration. You
Yeah.
become lighthearted and it becomes like I don't know, like less of a threatening situation.
Yes,
So even
and
if
that's
somebody
why.
like gets even like the oh god, even the day when I ran into the do you remember that day on Lawler when we was I think it was me and I think I forgot who I was with. It was me, a couple dudes on the block. Oh, with my cousin and we was running around in the back of the house and we did this thing where if y'all know the west side is infamous for the back porches with the steps, but the problem is that this one was wooden. So what we would do is there's like a little basement area that would go out like an emergency basement area and we would like jump through like right under the porch into like the little basement doorway. The problem with that though was that I miscalculated and smacked my head on the beam.
I remember that.
And then when I got down, my cousin was like, "Ooh, and ran inside." My aunt came out, started laughing. I was like, "Yo, that's not funny." Then she called my mom. My mom come over. She started laughing. I'm like, "Why? I got a whole knot on my head, and y'all are not just. It's just my missing head. You petty. You is so petty."
Because we are special people and literally like the missing hit was serious on that one because listen, he had a nice little knot on his head and it still has
a nice little one. That dude was big.
Yes, and so there is that's the running joke.
She's still laughing
like,
at me.
You ran and tried to you tried to jump through it and you missed, and it was just like the way he was describing how it happened. So, Mom, this is what happened. I was running, right? And I started laughing right there.
That's so petty.
Whatever happened.
That is so petty.
Whatever happened, you paused it. It's like listen, this is Mother's Day weekend and it's Mother's Month for us. So we will be recapping some of the best stories about me growing up, me being his mom.
Oh God, that is not what this is about to be. We are not doing it.
I am literally in it to win it for this because God has been good enough to give me a child. And I have to say this, I always say it, and I thank God for you because you're the reason why I became a mother. And it was supposed to be where I wasn't supposed to. So I was told that I wouldn't have children, but God saw something different. And I ended up with this one. Why he chose this one for me, I don't know. But he gave me a whole special case of a child to deal with because literally we are like the Bonnie and Clyde of hilarious moments.
Like literally. And we have story, like when we say stories, some of these stories, okay, heads up, let me get a disclaimer. Some of these stories are good stories. And some of these stories are not very funny to y'all. But if y'all could just understand what we were thinking in those moments, then it will actually become funny later down the line.
Yeah, we tried, we're that oh, thank you, Elder. She said you are beautiful. Two of the funniest people I know. Thank you so much. And it's funny because that's how F2G started. Us being silly, us being goofy in a bad situation, living in a shelter, and decided that I needed to make this as normal for him as possible. what other way to be normal but to laugh? Because that was one of the things that I said I would always do with my child is laugh. I didn't get that growing up. So you're gonna always laugh with me. You're gonna joke with me. We can fight and we can be mad at each other. We can look at each other and honestly say, I don't like you. And I do not get mad at him when he says he doesn't like me. Why? Because that's the way he feels. But I know he loves me. So that doesn't matter to me. You can not like me today. You'll like me in about 20 minutes when we need something.
Talking
So I'm
about,
good.
listen, that's literally, and that's every day. And I'm so like, I understand for a lot of parents, they're like, why would you tell your mom that? My mom has always been one, and I don't try like now. I used to take advantage of her saying like, yo, like you can tell me anything or express yourself, and because I thought I would get away with it. But I think there's a responsibility, and I think we should talk about that more too, about like family dynamics and how similar and different they are, but how to also have the respect and the fear of the Lord within them. Because with that, now I feel like there is more of a responsibility from a child perspective, well, at least on my end. When she says I can tell her anything, it's my responsibility to make sure that I'm communicating it in the best way possible, but not in a way where like you not listening to me at all. I think that's the main thing I'm coming out of is like, yo, your parents is not listening to you. It's not that. It's just that y'all have different perspectives. So instead of blaming them and being like, well, you gave me the open access to just say my mind, understand that when you're explaining your point of view, explain it in a way that is helpful for them and for them to have the information they need to be able to get through whatever the problem is or whatever the situation is, instead of just trying to be right.
Yes, and for you parents, hear me and hear me well. Do not just tell your child you can say anything you need to say to me. What you say is, I learned. Now listen to the person that learned the lesson now. You ain't got to go through this. You can tell me whatever you need to tell me, but be respectful. The reason why I said that way is although he's not a disrespectful child, their tone can make you think they're disrespectful. And when you was back in the day rough, or you feel like they trying your gangster, they might catch a hand to the throat. You don't want to do that, So you say,
why
tell
did
me
you say
whatever you
that
need
so
to tell me.
nonchalant and like calm? Like, bro,
Because I'm calm in the season. Amen.
talking about in this season. In the former season, she was like, nigga.
Like, because wait, this is the conversation we have. How you do it, B? Ma, no, because plot. And then I go, B. B, like be your tone. B, watch your tone. And I'm like that. You know how they talk about how you have that guy that met you at the club and they trying to give you they trying to get you to take a drink from them and you accept the drink, but then after that they decide they want to keep talking to you, but you not trying to talk to them. So you done gave them the number and they start calling you and you don't answer, and it just elevates from, hey, how you doing? Just calling you. So hey, so you didn't call me back, so I was calling you back, to talk to you. And then it elevated up to, hey, you ain't called, and it's aggressive.
Ooh.
That's me.
Ooh,
it's just like, hey, be your tone. B, watch your tone. I'm listening to you, but B, watch it. B, hey, yo, bruh, watch your tone. Bro. It just goes from this.
Hey,
then before you know it, it's juggler check.
It's like, I done said this 3 times already. And for me, it's really crazy how I have to really just remember that part. It's like, okay, you getting heated, but
Right.
like, and here's the weird part is like, y'all, if I'm ever in a conversation and I stop talking, check on me, please, because
Yes,
I'm
please.
literally having like multiple conversations with myself, like, bro, like it's almost like you get irritated to the point where it's like, okay, like I'm not being heard. But then it's like, oh, but it's pointless because I'm never gonna be heard. So then it's like a whole dialogue within myself. So just check on me and pull me out of that, please. Thanks.
The funny thing about it though is that he's being heard and he doesn't know he's being heard. It's just the fact that you've repeated it 4 times. And it's like, okay, let me get to a point of skip this part and go to the next part so I can put the parts together. But you gotta Elder Jean said, pump your brakes. Yes, but you have to go through those moments of, knowing who you're talking to, especially in those areas. Like, you definitely want to come with a calmness, because you can be heated from work and come and talk to me, and everything that came from work comes through
And
the door with him. And
I
I'm
didn't
like,
notice
yo,
that though. Like I didn't notice that I was doing that until the other week when you said it. Cause I was like,
when I was like,
huh?
I ain't do it.
And I was like, what you mean you ain't do it? No, I
I was
was
like,
just,
I didn't do it.
man, it's a whole situation. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit more throughout the month too, and even just bring that up to the guests that we'll have. It's like, yo, like, and that I think that's a great thing too, for even just mental health month, to really talk about family dynamic, because mental health
Yes.
is established through your family. I mean, think about it. When you're
Yes.
born, the first interaction of humans that you get is, if you're fortunate enough, is within the family that you have. If you're unfortunate, unfortunate in the space where you may be, I don't know, maybe up for adoption, you may be an orphan, you may be in a situation where you didn't have that family dynamic until a little bit later, then it's almost like you have to fiend for yourself in situations. But I think it'll be really important for us to really attack that head on and to be brutally honest. So for the next upcoming weeks, y'all, don't just think it's about to be sweet and all laughs. We're literally about to not only challenge ourselves, but we're definitely gonna challenge y'all, because we don't want y'all to be in a situation where y'all are just out here and still experiencing life without being conscious of what's happening, or even conscious of how you interact with other people. So just be prepared, get your tissue. Don't take no offense. If you have any
Listen,
comments, concerns, questions, or critiques, then you can go ahead and put that in the comments. However, we won't be disrespectful in our comments, amen, or glory, or we will kick you out. My to God.
oh wow,
Uh,
yeah, you will be blocked. It's
you will
block
be.
ministry around here on
Listen,
F2G Radio
Block Ministry has been strong since 2020. It's just a whole
Show. We
situation.
ignited it, and it feels so good. Listen, I'm trying to tell you.
You,
Let me tell
so
you
I
something.
feel so good.
I do want to say this. You brought up the very first encounter that you have with humans when you're born. That's not the first encounter is your family. I got to tell you that the very first encounter, and I'm going to get some backlash on this, and that's okay. Y'all can say what y'all need to say, but in the comments, this is a good conversation. The very first encounter that you have with human beings is almost abusive. Want to know why? Because when you come out, the doctor smacks you first. Don't be putting your hands on you. You know that you start
That's
as well.
no, that's that's not. Yo, does anybody
You do. He
remember?
does. He hits you to make you cry.
Okay, here's what I want to challenge you in that perspective, right? Because this is just
Mhm.
a whole. Okay. Uh, she said blocking is a skill and a gift.
Listening, no, listening is a
Oh,
skill.
listening is a skill and a gift. It is. I
Blocking is
thought she
one
said
too.
it showing enough is. But when you are, if someone now was to smack you, you would know somebody smacked you because you're conscious enough to be able to know somebody smacked me. When you a baby, like a newborn, you don't know what smack is. You just know a feeling that was not pleasant. So then you start crying. But I don't even remember when I was smacked at all.
But I don't remember being smacked, but I know how that works. And my thing is, that's the first contact that you have, because you don't remember the first time I held you.
Yes, I do. I remember it like it was. Nah. Let me stop capping.
You remember the stories you told.
Whole time, because you could have told me I held you in my arms and said you will be king over this pride rock. Everything the light touches, you.
Yeah, it is. It's yours. Why? Because our daddy is king over everything. So everything that the
What
light
about that
touches.
shadowy place over there? No, somebody.
Yeah, listen. In our case, even the shadowy place over there, our daddy covers that too.
Listen, you cannot go
Listen.
there.
Don't go there. But he got that too. You know.
That's it.
So y'all listen, it's been a great show for us to be able to get on here and have conversations. Several different comments and topics came up, but we love you all so much, and we are going to be focusing in on mental health and also on Mother's Day and the Mother's Month, and making sure that we talk about life as family and connecting as family, because this is being real, because I have to make sure that we're covered on this end. Mind you that Families are not always the way that you think they're supposed to be. Real talk, and I'm honest about everything that we talk about on here. Me and my family, as far as blood related family, don't talk. I don't get into all of that. It's extra stuff that goes on with that. So I never want anybody to be like, oh, they're talking about family stuff, but she doesn't even talk to the family or deal with them. Listen, everybody knows that it has been on social media with me. I'm taking care of my mother. So there's some extra stuff that came along with that. Lost my sister last year. And of course, people were in their feelings about how this happened. But we are not going to sit here and come back and be like, we heard. No, you heard it from Tennille, straight from me. My son has nothing to do with this. He will still talk to the family if they talk to him, as long as it's not about me. I'm just saying. Me, myself, personally, we will be talking about our family dynamics, what happens in our household, how we deal with those that we call our family and who God has blessed us with as family. So we will move forward in that, and we want y'all to join us and hang out and love on us like we love on you. Oh, Elder Jane, we love it you too, girl. We love it you too. And so with that being said, this has been a great show. We are going to be back with you all on next week, Friday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time with more F2G Radio, F2G Friday. Now, tomorrow is Masiag Ministries at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you're on for a time of power, prayer, and prophetic. And then tonight, 6:30, y'all know where we're going right now, right? Straight on over the Clubhouse. So go and follow us over there, F2G Network on Clubhouse. It is time to get it in the club, okay? And B leaves me here to rest.
I was trying to figure out where you was going with it. Listen, when you're doing anchors for shows, you always want to give a clear communication. You gave no clear communication about where we was going. So in my head, I'm like, you said we was going to Clubhouse. I got that. I'm over here working on the stuff, trying to get it prepared. You didn't tell me how we was ending this. So it was like, okay.
I straight with that, y'all. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. That's F2G.radio, F2G.entertainment. F2G.radio, F2G.ent, F2G.apparel, and F2G.network. Y'all, make sure you are coming on to patreon.com/F2G. That is where you can watch all of the great shows that have been shown on our show. Not just F2G, y'all. These are our prayer shows. These are up and coming classes. You get to watch for DIYs that I was doing. Y'all remember Why Not DIY? We're coming back. But I'm just saying, you can go on over there on Patreon and learn how to do some projects for yourself. We will be having classes coming up. There will be a special engineer simulcast class that's coming forward from our young bro over here. So you have
our young bro. Wow.
Young bro. Listen, we're gonna talk about that.
Not just do that. No, we're gonna talk about that on Clubhouse. We ain't gonna even hold that.
We're gonna talk about it on Clubhouse. He called me bro, and let me tell y'all what happened from there. Come on over to Clubhouse and talk with us. So we're making sure that that class is up and running. So as long as you subscribe to the right tier on Patreon, you can go ahead and take that class live with him, or go ahead and take that class on a replay. For everything that we've done, most of our great shows, our Month's Kings, Month's Queens, Month's Royalty, go over there and watch those segments. Amazing conversation. And we have some more that's coming up, so y'all be looking out for our Month's Royalty segment that will be coming out real soon. And we have a lot of other stuff. Just be watchful. Y'all go, if you're on F2GRadio.net, go ahead and hit subscribe. Put your email in there. Sign up for that newsletter. It's coming out tomorrow. So we're going to make sure we're getting that done for y'all, and y'all are ready to catch on to what we are dishing out. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to B, because that's the way I end the show.
Well, I like that. That's listen, we're gonna do that. But yeah, so she said all the good things and everything like that, and we appreciate you guys. So we'll go ahead and head out. Before we go, I would love for you guys to just remember that this weekend is going to be a blessed one. To all the mothers, happy Mother's Day in advance. Kids, buy your mama something nice. Don't buy her no fudge round. Mighty God, don't do it. It's not a good thing. Nope.
It is a good.
Nope. So don't buy her no fudge rounds. For everybody on the radio who just heard that, stop. Get off. Remove yourself.
I like fudge rounds.
Remove yourself. Remove yourself from the broadcast. Do it now. Mighty God. So yeah, but make sure you guys are just treat your moms well, you feel what I'm saying, and enjoy. We're gonna go ahead and pray out. Father God, we thank you for this time, for this moment in the broadcast. We honor you, Lord God, and everything that you've done, and we also give you glory, honor, and praise for just being God over us as a family, and over us as friends, and over us as your sons and daughters. God, give us grace, give us mercy, and move us in the way that we should go. Allow us to hear you clearly and not just do our own thing. And Father, help us in moments where we are tempted to go our own way, and pretty much are about to go our own way. Lord, give us the resolve to turn around and to head back to you. We give you glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease. I will see y'all soon. Mighty Jehovah. And come on up with the clubhouse, man. We're gonna share it on share the link to come into the room. But before we get out, we about to tee up real quick. Heads up, there is a single by John Keith and No Big Deal called CC, and it is a whole bop. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that for y'all now, right here on F2G Radio.
Better than lemon, I'm ready. I got attitude like easy. I had to blow the lab like Biggie. I got a problem friends, no Phoebe. All of you buzz low, you wanna play me. Come on, I game, it ain't like CC. Come on, the game, they like, hey. What he did, I'm another species. Some of y'all still look sleepy. The word keep, you see me. I never mentioned no Drake like Reedy. Yeah, whip it in the CC, had her on repeat. I got the ghost and on the Ouija. Top of my game, let's make it a thing. Who want a piece of the kid? You clowns the same, I came from the king. I've been trying to tell you a myth. Who wanna hang? Roll with the gang. I put the ink on my skin. Johnny and Dilly, we got them like somebody said we the new grits. Can't keep it low key. I asked him why he chose me. He said you looking lonely, but don't be lonely by yourself. Ain't nobody for me. He might have made me OP, but I ain't tryna OD on private cause it's straight from hell. Yeah. Better than lemonade, I got an attitude, yup, like easy. I had to blow the lab like Diddy. I got a problem, friends don't feed me. All of you boys don't keep wanna be me. Come on, they give me, they done it like CC. Come on, they give me, they like, yeah.